do hard things not because they're easy, but because they actually mean something. You bled through it, you broke through it, and you bloody well earned it. Easy wins are forgettable, hard ones change you, and that's the point. I'm going to get all philosophical on your asses here now, because that is a tweet that I saw from Mark Manson pop up on my social media yesterday while I was living my extraordinarily difficult life, sat around the pool here in Fortaventura. And you know, when you sometimes see something like that and it just really kicks you in the gonads, well, that's exactly what that did to me yesterday. So much so that I actually saved it as a wallpaper on my phone. So every time that I open my phone up, every time that I look at my phone, it's there for me to remember, because it actually really sort of triggered something in my head yesterday. And don't take this, what I'm saying now, as that I've got it all figured out, like I've read this tweet and that I've suddenly become some sort of guru who's amazing at flipping, at seeing life in a completely different way now, because that isn't the point at all. I am nowhere near figured it out in life, even after 38 years of walking this flipping earth. I haven't got it figured out, and it's something that I'm going to be figuring out for the rest of my life. But honestly, it really hit me, and it's something I've struggled with a hell of a lot since I started my own business. When I started my business 4 years ago, I was in a right pickle in my head, being employed. I was getting myself worked up every single day. I was feeling depressed. There were some days I didn't even want to get out of bed and go to work. And at that point, I thought that starting my own business would get rid of everything. It'd get rid of all the things that were pissing me off, all the things that were worrying me, all the things that were depressing me. I thought life was going to be easy. That's the dream that I'd sold myself in my head, that all I need to do is get out of employment, start my own business, and then everything in life will be a piece of cake. And it hasn't been the case at all. And it never will be the case. And I think what the problem is, again, I'll only talk from my experience. I'm an entitled little bugger, I think. And I think I've been brought up that way, not necessarily on purpose, but I think a lot of people, especially my generation, probably are a little bit the same, where we've been sold that life should be easy. You know, you don't necessarily have to work that hard to get what you want. Things will just fall into your lap. Life's amazing. You know, you've got literally everything in front of you and it's all there for the taking. And that to get it is a piece of cake and a walk in the park. And ultimately, when you actually start working towards a lot of the things that you try and go for in life or in business, you very quickly realise, or I did anyway, it's flipping hard work. And the more you start looking for the easy route in life, or the easy fix, the quick hack, then you realise it doesn't actually work. That's when you really start getting up in your own head, and that's when you start actually falling into that trap of life should be easy, life owes me this, life owes me that, life owes me the other. Why am I not getting it? I deserve it now, I've worked hard, I need it, blah, 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 blah. And you fall into that trap where you start hating everything in life, hating everything in business, and getting yourself in even more of a pickle. And I think anything worth its weight in gold is going to be hard. It's going to be hard work to get it. It's going to be hard work to achieve it. And you've got to keep reminding yourself that that is what's the point. When you do hard things and you have to bleed for it, you have to break for it, like in the saying that was in that tweet. When those things happen, that's what actually changes you as a person. That's what changes your head. You know, that's what makes you a stronger person. That's what makes you more adaptable and more able to actually push through the hard times when they come up again and again and again, which they always will do. And just being able to do that, you know, this thing here, its entire job, its only job is to make things as easy as possible for you and to keep you safe, to keep you in your comfort zone. And anytime it's obviously sensing some sort of change or something that's hard, it's always going to tell you to run in the opposite direction. And that's the problem. I've quit loads of stuff before where this thing has just been saying, Dave, it's far too hard. Just don't bother, mate. Just sack it off. And then what happens then? You just end up going back into the same old routine, the same old crap, and beating yourself up about it even more. And then things actually get a million times harder from that point forward, where you've quit again and again and again and again, and all you ever think that you're going to do is just quit over and over because things are hard. I think we've all got that bit of a choice in life, a bit of a crossroads, that when we come to these hard things, where you can either allow life to really get on top of you and just really focus on the negative side of things, which is what your brain is always going to do, and just allowing it to overwhelm you and becoming really pessimistic about life and just falling into that trap of blaming everything and everyone and life's awful, I'm so depressed. Or at that point in time, just taking a step back and just accepting that life is always going to be hard, business is always going to be hard, everything that's worthwhile is always going to be hard, and just choosing to find the positives in those moments, because every time that you really sit back and look at stuff, there's always something positive, regardless of how hard you think your life is or how hard business feels or whatever you try to do feels. There's always some positives you can take from it, and I think it's just at that point in time where you've got to be a little bit more conscious about things and consciously kick your head into gear and just keep giving you that positive talk, looking for the positives in stuff and just choosing to crack on and keep moving forward rather than letting it overwhelm you and getting bogged down by it. Life's meant to be difficult, business is meant to be difficult. This video that I'm doing now really is, I'm going to be selfish, I'm going to say it's more for me than anybody else. If it helps somebody out there, fantastic. If not, I'll be probably looking back at this video whenever I'm coming up to those points in time where my head's telling me just to run in the opposite direction, just to give myself that little bit of a G up and think, you know, if it feels hard, that means it actually means something, and to keep pushing forward. Like I've said, don't take this that I'm some sort of flipping guru and I've got it all figured out. I'm not professing to have worked it all out, because I definitely haven't. Seeing one tweet isn't going to change my life. Repeating that saying over and over and over and over again, though, looking at it on my phone every time I open my phone up, looking back at this video, I just need to keep doing that though, because it's never going to get any easier, and that's the whole point. The more things that you do that are hard, the more things that you do that break you down, the more things that you do that make you bleed, they're the things that are going to change you as a person. And I think ultimately that's what we're all after as people. Otherwise, what's the bloody point if you just sit there just exactly the same for 70, 80, 90 years or whatever? To me, that just sounds like hell. So doing the hard things is what I'm aiming to do. So that's my little 2 pence for today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and drop me a like on the video. I'll stop being all philosophical for today. I'm going to go back to my super hard life now and go around and sit by the swimming pool and realise just how flipping easy I've got it. And I shall see you on the next video. Ta-ra!